Alright, I've just plucked this out of a poster because this shape of cars has always adorned our posters off our walls. Now it's your wallpaper. Now this is of course the Mclaren GT, the Grand Tourer. 4-litre twin turbocharged V8 producing 612 horsepower, 630 Nm of torque. Now these are all textbook stuff. What if I tell you that this one can actually drive on water? Now, you won't believe me, will you? Look for yourself. This is 1800cc. This is a McLaren, and we're going to take this on water. And this is only possible in Dubai. And before we take this machine on the water, let me give you a quick tour of the specs. Well, this is the start button. This is the accelerator. And guess what? There's no brake. So God save me. And that was so much fun. It was really a fun full day driving a McLaren on the choppy waters in Dubai, the jet car, something that you have to try. Before we now drive this on the tarmac, which is where it's actually meant for, and which is where also the more fun is, let's take a hard look at this design. It's such a beautiful aerodynamic design and everything is so much cut to perfection. Look at every shape and size, every crease has a meaning. You know, when an artist and an automobile designer go on a date, the result is this. This is something that I'm going to drive for the next few days. And now, before I do that, you take a hard look at this. I'll go and change myself because I'm wet. Carbon ceramic brakes with 6 piston calipers at the front, 4 at the rear, which means braking should be on point, which also means driving hard should be easy. And the moment you step up from the tires, these creases, all of this give you goosebumps. They are so gorgeous and have perfect spots and a purpose also. Now, very, very surprising thing, behind this glassy tailgate, there's a big boot. Yes, it's a GT, which means it can take your golf bags, maybe your Frank Sinatra guitars. It's actually 570 liters of boot space coupled with the front. But only catch here is that this liters has to be of unconventional shape and size. Your normal large size suitcase, no. For that, you have to take out your SUV. Now, this is the boot in the front, which also is very interesting because it can take your in-flight bags for a day or two. And supposedly, if you have this McLaren, you won't be going anywhere for long because you're a busy man. You just go, park your car in the airport, or take your driver off, keep your small bags, and walk off. Most interesting and the sexiest part of this is the door. Now, how you start the door? Let me give you a small crash course. First, press this. The windows come down, which is a sign that's ready to welcome you. Then you slightly take your fingers inside and pull that open. Beautiful. Look at the way it opens. Then, to get inside, you must have been in good shape because going in and going out, if you do that like 7-8 times in a day, you would have lost probably 1 kg. Yes. Now it's time to tame it on the road. Let's begin. So there is comfort, sport and track. We'll go to track in a while, but right now we are driving on sport mode. At the moment you press the active and then you give some rev, this is what happens. oh, this is crazy. As you can see right now, this is a very, very, very nimble and agile car. Only weighs about 1.5 tons with so much of power at its tap. It can just make you mental. Wow. Now this is a mid-engine V8 turbo with twin clutch gearbox, which makes gear changes faster with minimal delay. And these DCTs are actually ideal for a sports car and supercar like these. And then you have two of these carbon fiber tubs. It's actually more roomier, more elegant, and more refined than the 720S, which by the way I've driven right here in Dubai, reviewed it. The link is in the description just in case if you want to see. The exhaust noise is also comparable. These hydraulic steerings have a very emotional feel to it, and the best part is the moment you press on one, the second one also reacts to this. It's these little things which makes driving a McLaren so much more fun and engaging. The nose of the 720S used to literally scratch the surface. Even in Dubai with such a good tarmac, I used to really find it very difficult. In my mind I used to sweat, maybe I'll touch or maybe I'll touch not. But this one is absolutely good, superb. It's a Grand Tourer, so they've made it like that, which is what makes this a very interesting proposition. Coming back to the steering, the feeling is very nice. It's very the steering of the whole steering is very emotional. It connects with you at a lot of levels. Now, talking about the chassis, it's a carbon fiber monocoque chassis. As you know, as a monocoque is basically a ladder and frame structure into a single structure, which makes it more lighter. It's rigid, but then there are dampening, so it's a lot of complications. Overall, it makes the driving very smooth. There is a lot of nimbleness in the car. When you drive at the corners, you can just pass by anywhere. The brakes are superb. I mean, whenever I'm driving on a fast speed like this, I know that braking is on point, because very important to have very great brakes on cars like these. Otherwise, it doesn't take too much time to become history. Having said that, McLaren has a very interesting history. It comes of a race car pedigree, and that's why everyone aspires to have a McLaren. If you want a practical car, there are other options that you can choose from. But if you want to embrace that race car pedigree, then there's nothing like a McLaren, because it doesn't make SUV, it doesn't make any cars. It's not really a car made for road. It's a car which is on a track converted to made road legal. So it's just the other way around. So the engineers, everyone think the other way around. McLaren is the only company which gives you a 0 to 300 speed, not 0 to 100, not 0 to 200, 0 to 300. So you know what we are talking about. We are talking about a car which is basically fun, which is simply, look at this, oh my god, this acceleration is spot on, you can't miss it. The engine revs so smooth, the gear shifts are like butter. You don't even come to know when the gears are shifted. The upshifts are on time, the downshifts are, you just don't feel it. I think I just need to take this on the track. Yes, and I did this thing on the track, but I couldn't film it because I didn't have the filming permit. But I'll show you some video footage for you to see what I was doing in the track. Take a look. And taming this beast on the Dubai Autodrome track feels at home, because the Mclaren GT is born to be on track. And with 20-inch front and 21-inch rear, lightweight forged alloy wheels on Pirelli P0s work harmoniously with the chassis at the corners and even on the straights. It gives you the confidence and pushes you to go for the top speed with complete agility, that is. And even after multiple circuits, the car is still ready to spit fire. Seriously, McLaren GT is a track weapon. And just like this Maidan Bridge in Dubai, which is so much Instagrammable and has no real purpose, it's a really beautiful bridge where people come with their supercars to take nice pictures. The McLaren GT and the supercars of this ilk are of the similar nature, because if you're looking for practicality versus money versus ROI, you have to look somewhere else. Not even in this bridge, somewhere completely else. But if you're looking for something which is so much gorgeous, which is so much to play with, and you have that dose of cash in your bank, then McLaren GT could really strike those beautiful strings of that Frank Sinatra guitar which we had kept in the boot. This is more of a supercar with a Grand Tourer edge rather than a Grand Tourer with a supercar edge. You take your pick, but I need to go for a grand tour.